which is a little bit different for me, a little bit nerve-wracking, but I just wanted to try something different today and kind of do something a little bit daring, step outside my comfort zone a little bit. Yeah, guys, I'm actually in a rush, but I'm trying to make some curry before I go to work. So I'm giving myself like an hour 30 minutes just to quickly get this done. And I kind of want to just have a little chat with you guys while I make some lentil curry. I don't know if it's going to be lentil because the timing is just so spontaneous that I just decided I'm going to do this. But guys, I'm kind of nervous to show the background a little bit more because, yeah, it's not. Let me see if I can even show you guys the process of what I'm doing. I'm like about to cut up some garlic. I don't know if you guys can see. So I have garlic, ginger, cumin and cinnamon, and tomatoes and onions. So basically just gonna put them all in a pan to kind of saute with some oil. And you guys, I kind of wanted to talk about something that's been a little bit on my heart lately, and it's just been I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mandisa. Oops. But Mandisa, she is a Christian artist, and her music was so inspiring to me. Her story was so inspiring to me. You know, she also battled with depression, and she was a woman of faith, and just she was such a positive personality. You know, she had such a positive high spirits. Like, she was so I didn't know her personally, but from what I saw online and, you know, what she shared about in her life, she was just such a light. And it's still so heartbreaking to know that she's no longer with us. Like, and I never will get to meet her, you know, never will get to see any new videos of her. It's so heartbreaking, but it's like a reminder for me that life is short. You know, I've had these desires to do different things, and, you know, just to be a voice, and just, you know, to share my story and share the things that God is doing in my life. But I've just been so scared, you know, just literally paralyzed by fear, like, literally. And I'm just like, you know what? It's time to just start living like, literally, like there's no more time left, you know? Just live like time is short. Because you really never know, like, when your time will be. So, I don't know. I don't want this, I know it has a tendency to sound a certain type of way, but I just really hope it's a thought that encourages us to be intentional about what we do and how we live our lives, and just, you know, just be committed to taking risks, taking steps, doing things that you know God is putting on your heart to do, or you believe God is putting on your heart to do. But even if you're still not sure, just take the risk. You know, life is about trying, and if you fail, that's okay. Just keep trying. And, you know, you just never know what you'll succeed at. I was actually even watching a testimony video from Deshauna Barbara as well. And, like, her testimony was basically a testimony of perseverance with pageantry. So she was in, she went into different pageants, and she would try and try again and try again. And it was no after no after no. Let me take you guys with me so you're not just you're not just hearing the, but she would try and try again and try again. And, you know, it was just no after no after no. And she literally went back six times she tried, 6 times. And it was just rejection after rejection after rejection. My goodness, these onions. They're looking very interesting. I hope this one's a good one. But she tried and tried again, and you know, she didn't succeed. She went first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time. Like, I think she went 6 times. On her sixth, I think, is when she won. No, I think it's her seventh that she won. But I'm like, man, that is dedication and, you know, perseverance, literally. So guys, again, I'm trying to multitask and talk while I'm also trying to speed up. But honestly, you guys, life is too short to just sit on the dreams that you have. Like, take risks. You know, even me coming on here today, I wanted to do this on a Saturday where, like, I don't have work and, you know, where, you know, like, and I'm really glad nobody's downstairs now. Like, my mom's at work, my brothers, you know, they're all doing their own things. And like my grandma, you know, my dad. So my grandma and my dad are still home, but I have the whole of downstairs to myself. And yeah, I just decided to spontaneously just come on here. Because I'm so tired of just sitting back and just like dreaming and wishing things are changing, but I'm not doing anything. You know, I have this dream to travel and share my story, share the things I've been through, share what God's done in my life. But I've just been so paralyzed by fear of taking steps. Like, I've had this desire to post on YouTube, and I started a different YouTube channel, and I, you know, started posting some things, but I was discouraged by the numbers or lack thereof. You know, it's like when you put your heart and soul into something and you're not seeing the results, it's like it really gets discouraging. And then you really, you know, you're like, should I even continue? Is this even worth it? You know, those are the type of thoughts that I've been having. But it's like, I just can't give up. I just can't stop, you know? I can't stop trying. I just cannot stop trying. Also, guys, this onion is so small. I think I might have to have another one. Because we just can't stop trying. I might not even vlog the whole process of making the curry because, like, I'm literally talking to myself right now. But, you know, yeah. I'm not going to be discouraged by numbers or lack thereof. I'm just going to do what it is that I believe God's putting on my heart to do, and just see what God can do with it, you know? Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about number of subscribers, numbers of likes, numbers of views. Just don't focus on that, and just do what it is that you believe God's putting on your heart to do, you know? So with all that being said, this YouTube page is going to be for, I guess, live streams and just like life documentation. So I've made like a lot of vlogs. I haven't actually put together the vlogs, but I love to vlog like things in my life because I just love enjoying life and making memories and recording the memories just for future reference and to look back and just see like how exciting life truly has been, you know? Especially having been a person who's struggled heavily with depression, which is a very, again, taboo topic. You know what, let me not even say it's taboo. It's not even taboo, it's just, you know, we hear about it, but people don't, I don't know. It's not taboo though. It's just, yeah, it's just my experience. But depression has really just dealt me a hand in this life. And, you know, when I find myself in those low places where I'm just contemplating, I'm just like thinking like, Lord, why is life so heavy? Like, why can't I just enjoy my life every time? Why do I have to go through these bouts of, you know, feeling, you know, like depressed and downcast and, you know, when I just really want to enjoy my life? And I had been healing from a lot of unresolved trauma from my childhood. And sorry guys, give me like 5 seconds. I'm gonna get another onion. You guys, these onions are looking very interesting and small. Like, it's like they've just like shriveled up or something. But when I cut into them, they actually look like they're good, but ooh. Yeah, some of them are looking kind of a little bit questionable, if you know what I mean. Okay, this one doesn't look bad. I like to examine it first to make sure, you know. Gotta get a good onion. But no, you guys, like I had been healing from some childhood wounds, and I didn't want to publicly share about it because you just never know who's out there, especially people. That's the thing about putting your life out there in public as well. Like, you just never know who has what type of intention, you know? And I'm not gonna hide my story and hide and say that I haven't struggled with trusting people, because that has been part of my story. And I'm not ashamed to say these things anymore, because it is part of what, you know, God has entrusted me with. Like, you know, we all have things that life throws at us and things that are difficult in our own journeys, and people usually don't talk about it, and they just, you know, and to each person, you know, their own, right? We're not all called to share our journeys with everyone, and it might not even always be wise to do that all the time, right? Guys, I'm running out of time. I have about an hour-ish. I'm gonna try and speed this up. So basically, I'm just gonna take a pause from talking for a second and just kind of show you guys what I'm about to do. So I've cut up some onions, garlic, ginger. I've kind of just diced them up, and I'm also gonna dice up some tomatoes. And you're not dicing them into tiny pieces. They're supposed to look like this when they go in the oil. This is just for like the oil base. So I'm gonna dice up the tomatoes now as well. So you guys, again, I'm not ashamed to share my story. I might do 3 tomatoes instead of 2, maybe 3. I'm not ashamed to share my story because I know the power in our testimony, power in our stories, and I know it's not about me. You know, life has entrusted me with this. I mean, God has entrusted me with this, but life has dealt me some cards. You know what I'm saying? Dealt me some hands in life. And what I can do, honestly, all we can do is just the best that we can do with what we're given. If I've been through so much and I just leave it, you know, I've made a lot of video journals, and I've gone back on them, and they've encouraged me so much, you know, just seeing what God has done in my life, you know, how he brought me through a lot of different challenges, like from social anxiety in university to a car accident to blessing me with a better car, like better than I ever would even imagine. And just walking through these different periods that people are going through right now, even job searching anxiety, you know, to blessing me with the job that I have now, even the current place that I'm in right now, that I'm wanting to find a different job. I want to kind of transition out of this job that I'm in. I want to start with the seasoning first. So what I have in the pot right now is oil. So I just heated up the oil a little bit. I'm going to put some cumin in there, just a little bit. We're just going to season up the oil. Some cumin. I also have some bay leaves and cloves. So I'm going to go in with the clove next, clove powder. And so cumin, clove, we're going to put some cinnamon as well. Cinnamon in the oil. Just to flavorize it a little bit. And then you're going to go in with the bay leaves. I'm just going to do 2. And I'm gonna put it on low heat so we can just really get to simmer in there a little bit. I think I might add a little bit more ground cumin. Just to make sure it's nice and cuminy. But you guys, I'm actually getting comfortable like on this live. I don't know why I was so scared, you know? I know that I'm literally talking to myself right now. I know that YouTube said that it only lets it share to, I think, 25 other people that are not your subscribers. So I'm just like, all right. I'm trying to reach the people that it's supposed to reach. So I really pray that it reaches who it really needs to reach. But yeah, you guys, I'm trying to remember what I was even saying before, but you guys, I just believe that God has allowed us to walk through certain things to encourage other people, and I know we hear it all the time. There goes my little Bubsy girl. We hear it all the time, right? But okay, I think I might have put a little too much oil, just a little bit too much, kind of a little bit. Let me see if I can show you guys. This might not be the wisest thing. Yeah, it's really hard to see. But yeah, I put a little bit too much oil, guys. You don't need a ton of oil, just a little bit. So I'm gonna actually pop all these in right now and cover it up so that it can cook. And I am kind of rough. And again, it's supposed to be this chunky. It's supposed to be big pieces. Because we're going to blend it up later. We're gonna blend it up later. We're just gonna let it cook so that the tomatoes can cook down, onions can cook down, everything can kind of marinate together, you know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna blend it up later. Cover it up. Give it a little mix. If you also want it spicy, you can add some habaneros, and I probably will afterwards too. But I'm gonna get to the paste first. Let's cover this up. This is not the right cover, you guys. Could this work? Too small. No, I don't think this is gonna fit too. You know what, you guys? It doesn't have to be the perfect size. Just gonna let it cook for a bit together. Then we're gonna get to the curry paste. So this part is also one of the easy parts as well. All we're gonna need is, and this is how I remember the ratio for the seasoning. Give me 1 second, let me close the door. My doggy came out. The little girl. So what was I gonna say? So yeah, the paste, curry paste, like the seasoning paste. This is basically it. It's 1-1-3-3. That's kind of like the ratio I remember. 1 teaspoon turmeric, 1 teaspoon cumin, 3 tablespoons of is it teaspoon? Sorry, not teaspoon, 1 tablespoon. So 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of turmeric, 3 tablespoons of chili powder, and then 3 tablespoons of coriander powder. So that's kind of how I remember it, 1-1-3-3. I actually got this recipe from YouTube. Someone posted it, and it's like my go-to recipe now. I've tweaked it a little bit, but it's still just my go-to curry recipe, and my family loves it. I love it. It's just really good. So so now I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make some rice, and I'm gonna make the curry paste thing. This is so nice, you guys. I love being on live, even though I'm doing this solo. But you know what? it's good to try things. It's good to try things, you know? Even if it doesn't yield the result that you wanted to, hey, at least you can say you've tried, right? It could be part of your story. I tried going on live on YouTube, you know, and I just took a step of faith. I was kind of scared at first, but I just felt this pulling to just go on live, and I did it. And yeah, it is what it is. And whether or not it yields anything, you could just say you've tried, and you just see what God could do with your obedience and just doing what it is that is on your heart to do, you know? Like scripture says, whatever you do, do it. Whatever your hands find to do, do it for the Lord, right? So, or no, it's like whatever you do, do it as unto the Lord and not to man, right? So that's exactly our goal. That's the goal. Sorry guys, I'm just like walking around and I'm not taking you guys with me. So sorry. I'm just gonna get some rice in here, and I'm gonna cook up some rice, and then we're gonna get on the pigs. So, I'm making 5 cups of rice. Should I do 6 cups? Nah, I'll just do 5 cups for now. Oh, this is getting kind of warm in here. Also, you guys, I also want to tell you guys a little bit about what my name means. I like the power in a name. Let me see. Can I bring you guys over here so you guys can see what I'm doing? Kind of nervous though. It's a little messy in the background. We have a busy household, but I'll just keep you guys here. I hope you can see me. I'm just like rinsing the rice off, but I'm hearing some slushy splashies over here. It's cooking nicely. But my name actually means I put my trust in God, right? And I draw my strength from God. When I asked my parents what my name meant, yeah, my dad told me it means I put my trust in God and I draw my strength from God. And so my full name is Mwatiaosa. And I feel like that's been my life story. Like, I've just had a lot of hard knocks. But I've been stronger because of it. And I know that everybody's story is unique and everybody has their own share of hardships. And for some reason, I just always felt like mine was just in the moment. You feel like, you know, you're the only one struggling with it, and it just feels like the whole world is just like, you know, just falling apart, like just too much to handle. But God has shown himself so strong in my life, and he's just helped me to see life in a new perspective now. Like, I prayed the other day, actually, and this is actually a testimony. I was just like, Lord, it just feels like all my life I've just had this like storm in my mind that just hasn't been put to ease. Like, that's just an analogy that came to my mind. It's the only way I can describe all what I feel like I've been going through. I just said, like, I was going to bed and I just said, like, Lord, like, it just literally just, the thought just came, like, it just literally feels like my life has been like, I've had this storm in my mind that just hasn't been put to ease. you know, and I went through a certain situation in my childhood that I will share on my other channel, because I don't want to get too deep into personal stuff here, just because, you know, my name, like, people probably would look me up online, and like, I don't know, there's so many, like, my dad's a pastor, you know, there's lots of our community that you just never know who's gonna find what, and like they're just gonna take it and run with it, and like there's so many people that have false intentions, and I'm just not, you know, I'm trying to be wise about this, right? Especially because my story involves other people. I just don't want any drama, you know? So, but yeah, like I went through some certain things. No, it wasn't like abuse, in case you're wondering, but it was a traumatic for me. And you know, like, you know how they talk about little T, big T's? I don't know if anybody's into psychology here, but you know, little traumas, big traumas, like things that can be a traumatic effect on a person. Some people might consider it, you know, this might sound super small for one person, but it was life altering for another person, you know? So, so yeah, like, so basically after having this experience, I noticed like patterns in my childhood that kind of followed into my adulthood, such as like difficulties in trusting people, you know, making assumptions about other people and what they're perceiving, or what their, you know, what their actions might mean, you know. I recently came across like came to the knowledge of hostile attribution bias, which I didn't know was a thing until I studied a course in child development. And it's kind of, so basically what it is, hostile attribution bias is like if you're given a situation that is like ambiguous, so it's not very clear that it's positive or negative, your mind is naturally inclined to thinking the negative aspect, right? So like, let's say someone speeds past you or cuts you off, or seemingly cuts you off when you're driving, right? Like, you know, some drivers can be very impatient, and so like, you know, you just never know, right? But if somebody like is beside you and they're starting to speed up and then they overtake you, they come into your front lane. It's, some people might be easy to incline their thoughts to be like, oh, like they don't even think about it in a negative way, right? They just think, oh, it is what it is, right? But some people have, it could be easier for them to perceive it negatively. So they might think, oh, this person's trying to cut me off, you know, I'm just gonna move to another lane kind of thing, like, you know? So it's a very, I don't like, I think it depends. Different situations might look differently, right? But when it comes to other people, I did struggle with that. Like, struggle with, you know, reading into certain actions and perceiving it to be something negative, you know. And you know, I had in the past like just wanted to cut off people because I thought they were bringing negative energy. I thought, you know, like, I don't need this negative energy. I just want positivity in my life, because I had perceived that what they were doing was with negative intention. And can you still see me? Yes. And so yeah, like it really did put an effect on my earlier relationships, you know. But I'm so grateful. God has really helped. He's done a mighty work in my life, you guys. Like, when I tell you, he's used my best friends. I've had 4 best friends from high school that were still best friends to this day. And also he blessed me with my best friend. I don't know if she would want me to say her name on here, but you guys will probably see her in future vlogs if I end up posting them. But she actually is on a missions trip to Africa. And she is just literally serving in what she believed since she was 13. She heard very clearly that God told her that she would be in missions in Africa. And so even to this day, we still chat, we still, call, we're on the phone for hours. And he's used these relationships to really help me build trust in people again, and to just learn that people can be trusted, people can be trustworthy. And it's not, and I think a lot of the things that I was thinking towards other people were kind of a reflection of how I saw myself because of this incident. And not to sugarcoat it, I'm just going to say what it is, right? I don't want to leave anything unsaid that could potentially help somebody else, right? But it was basically like a false assumption that was made by a close family member. And I mean like an immediate family member of like a father figure. I don't want to, as non-vaguely as I can say it, I mean, basically my dad. Let me just say it. Let me just put it out there. There's nothing to be ashamed about because it's part of my story and I'm healing from it, and somebody else could heal from hearing my story too. But basically my dad had made an assumption. The way it all worked out, it was so traumatizing. And I got punished for something I didn't do. And so that traumatized me, and it made me, I didn't even know that was what made me, that resulted in a lot of the issues I was dealing with in my adulthood years. And I just had difficulties trusting not only other people, but trusting myself. I'm just if my own father can think this of me, first of all, what else could anybody else be thinking of me, right? And it just made me think am I trustworthy? Am I, And I started doubting myself and started doubting other people, and it just was such an uncomfortable place, to be honest. And I had been through so much, I was going through back to back different things because of this particular situation. Also, guys, I'm just putting some salt in here. I forgot to add the chili, but maybe I'll add, we have this habanero oil to kind of back up for some spiciness. I'm just going to squeeze a couple dots in here to make up for the lack of a habanero. A little bit more. Guys, this actually smells really good. And I know it tastes good because I've used this recipe time and time again. Never fails me. But guys, I'm doing pretty good for time, which I thank God for. But oh, I thought I heard someone. So let me get the rice on. But basically, I say all that to say, no matter the circumstance that life throws us, no matter the situations that we find ourselves, based on our past, based on, certain things that happen to us, there's still hope for every one of us. We're all literally in this together, the trauma you've been through might not be the same as the one I had been through, but you being on a journey of healing encourages me on my journey of healing, and vice versa. We're here to help each other, we're here to support each other, and that's really what I want. I want to make a community of people who can be there for each other, we can support each other, and yeah, just be there for each other's healing process, and be there to pray for each other, be there to support each other, and even now, I want to be transparent about where I am and what I've been experiencing lately. It's just I've gotten this new sense of confidence and this new sense of peace that initially when I first started encountering it, I just felt I felt really weird, because I'm I've never been so at peace for such a long period of time, and it goes back to that prayer that I prayed, and I was telling God, I didn't say out loud, I don't remember if I said it out loud. It kind of felt like a dream / a little tired conversation thing, But I was just like laying in bed. I'm just like, Lord, like it just literally feels like this storm. I think I did say it out loud. I was like, Lord, please, like calm the storm in my mind. It feels like I've all my life it's just been this storm that has just not been tamed. I'm asking you, Lord, I know you can. Please just tame this storm. Put this storm to rest in Jesus' name. And I remember going to sleep. And yeah, you guys, I kid you not. I don't remember exactly the timing of when the peace came, but all I can tell you is I'm experiencing like peace that I've never experienced before. Like I just feel so like calm lately, you know? Like, and anyone who's been through bouts of depression, you know that, you know, this calm feeling, this peace is so valued. Like it's so valuable, you know? So yeah, you guys, like, oh, can you guys still see me? It's so cringy. But yeah, you guys, I'm just trying to just take steps. Just follow the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Just see where He leads me, what He leads me to do. Taking risks, you know, and just leaving the world with something that can bless them, you know? Like, yeah, just wanting to be an impact, a positive impact in this life. You know, going back to Mandisa as well, like her life was such a beautiful testimony, and I just go back to watch her previous interviews and just hearing her stories and her songs. It's just like, you know, when we die and leave this earth, it's like, what are we leaving with the world? What can I say that I've left the world that can be encouraging to them? Have I shared my story? Have I been transparent? Have I shared what God has done in my life? Have I been real? You know, it's like those are the things that come to my mind. I'm just like, these are my priorities now. Like I'm living with the intention of making God proud and saying, well done, my good and faithful servant. You've done the best that you can do with the gifts I've given you. You know, and that's what I really want. That's what I'm intentional about doing now. Is just using my gifts. Also, guys, I just put the rice in. I want to use my gifts. Like, you know, like I know that God has given me the ability to speak. I'm so grateful for that. And, you know, I've been judged and criticized by the way that I speak before. You know, some people have, like, in the past said, like, why are you, like, a lady literally told me, like, a lady from university, she's like, is that your real voice? I'm like, yeah, this is my real voice. You know, because she was new from Nigeria. I don't think she's heard our accents, or, you know, I don't know if she's seen anyone who, like, talked the way that I talk, I guess. I don't know. But she's just like, why do you talk like that? Like, I'm just like, this is literally how I talk. Like, I can change it, and I have changed it in the past, and it just wasn't me. It wasn't authentic, you know? So this is me. This is how God has made me, and I'm getting comfortable just being myself and being okay with the fact that not everybody might understand me. You know, not everybody might see me and be like, wow, like she's such an inspiration. Wow, her story is so touching. God is really using her. Like, not everybody might think that, and I'm really starting to be okay with the knowledge of that, to be honest. And the realization of that, like, it's okay. It's okay to not be liked by everybody all the time, you know? And it's such a freeing feeling, you guys, to be honest. Such a freeing feeling. I'm so grateful. I just have so much peace right now, too. So basically, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this sauce that I just made, I'm going to put it in a bowl so that I can use the same pot to make the paste. And I'm going to let it cool, and then we're going to blend it. So it's basically not really a sauce right now. It's kind of just like, I'll show you guys. It's like a sauce base, basically. Sauteed veggies. And it smells really good. Also guys, cooking is so therapeutic for me. Oh, time is running though. So this is basically what it looks like. It's kind of just like a saute of like the veggies. I'm gonna let it cool before we put it in the blender. And then we're gonna get to our sauce. So I'm gonna, I don't know if I should rinse this out or maybe just take advantage of extra flavor. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna put some oil in there. We're gonna put our spices. I'm gonna fill it up. Not too much though, just, the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of oil. I always just guesstimate for that part. But I do the measurements for the next part, for the actual seasonings. I actually even bought a new thing of coriander. I'm trying to figure out where I put it. Thank the Lord. It was right here. But remember, do you guys remember the ratio I told you earlier? 1:1:3:3. So we've got, let me get my cumin. Turmeric. I'm so grateful to be in a place where I just feel comfortable being me, you guys. It's such a freeing feeling, I tell you. It's such a freeing feeling. I'm so grateful. So, so grateful. I haven't always been in this place, but I'm seriously just so grateful to God to be in this place. So, 1:1:3:3, 1 teaspoon. Oh, sorry, I keep saying teaspoon. I don't know if it's actually a tablespoon. I think it might be a teaspoon. Is it a teaspoon? I'm just gonna do tablespoons, you guys. So, I like to experiment sometimes. So I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do tablespoon. I'm just gonna kind of guess tonight. Approximately, okay? Let's just say approximately. So we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of turmeric powder. Sprinkle it in there. Guys, now that I think about it, I think it might be a teaspoon because that's looking like a lot, but we're gonna be okay. So it's 1 teaspoon of that. Then we also have 1 teaspoon of cumin. I'm saying a teaspoon, but I'm actually using a tablespoon. I'm not putting it all the way though. Just get it. Ooh. Yeah, it's supposed to be a teaspoon. Taking it off the heat because last time it kind of sort of got burnt, the seasoning oil a little bit, so we're not making that mistake again. Then we have our coriander. Let me go in with the chili because I have stuff to open the pack of coriander powder. So going in with 3 tablespoons of chili powder, which I pray I have enough, but let's see. 1, 2, about 3. All right, that's that with that, and then we got our coriander powder. Cut this open. Also, you guys, another fear of like going on YouTube has also just been, oh my gosh, just the lid just a teeny little bit more. Also just been like, I don't know, just kind of the thought that you're putting in so much effort and you don't see any results. It's like, I'm trying to reach the right people, but it's like, who knows if those people are going to come, right? It's just a faith literally a faith thing. Like, you just have to believe. You just have to believe that the right people will come at the right time, you know? It's literally just a faith walk. And you know what they say? This faith walk ain't no cakewalk. It's not easy, but it's beautiful and it's worth it, and the journey is so, like, so beautiful. So yeah, you guys, I don't know, it's almost been an hour, so 45 minutes that I've been on here. Literally 0 participants in the room. Actually, technically 1. That's me. But I'm okay with it. Like, I just know that God is gonna do what He wants to do with what He's given me to do. You know. So guys, at this stage, I'm going to actually blend the sauce that I showed you guys earlier. Sauce-ish thing. I'm gonna put it in the blender. I think it's cooled off enough. Let me kind of show you guys. Don't want to leave you guys in the dark. So I'm gonna blend this up. Oh, I'm gonna plug her in, and not too high. Fun fact, I had actually saved the seasoning oil from last time, which is actually safe to do for a certain period of time. And it was burnt from last time. That's how dark it looks. It was burnt. Like. So I'm gonna throw this old one out and replace it with the new one. New one looks a lot as it should. Not burnt, but nicely made. You guys, I just want to encourage anybody who also has dreams and aspirations to put themselves out there. Like, your goal is to put yourself out there, but you're scared of being judged, right? The fear of being judged, it is so real, you guys. But you just have to do what it is that God's putting on your heart to do. We have to. Like, there's no time to waste anymore. There's no time to waste anymore, you know? Gotta be intentional. Alright, you guys, so I'm gonna basically put some of this sauce, it's kind of liquidy, that's okay. Some of the chili paste or seasoning paste out. Just don't want it to be too much, and then we could save some for later. Then we're gonna take the blend up that we made. I'm gonna pour it in here. Put the heat on low. Now with this curry, you guys can make it a chicken curry, which I usually do. Oh, I don't want it to splatter on me. I'm gonna take it off the heat for a couple of seconds. You can make it a a chicken curry. You can make it a veggie curry. I usually put veggies in with my chicken curry. But you can use potatoes, you can use chickpea, you can use lentils, which I'm planning on doing today. I'm planning on using lentils for today. Also, guys, another trick that I use to get all the loveliness that we blended in here out is I put some water. I use water to kind of rinse it up a little bit and pour it in the pot so we don't waste any deliciousness. And we're also going to need some water to cook the lentils. So, I'm going to give this a little stir around to see how everything kind of got loosened from the sides. I'm just going to pour it in. guys, for seasoning, like for flavor, I always use chicken bouillon powder. Ooh. Also, guys, I'm gonna add a little bit more of this seasoning oil. Let me get a spoon. I'm gonna add more for color and for taste. Might as well just add the whole thing, you guys. Maybe let me not save for next time. Add the whole thing. Then mix it up. The color should look nice and greenish. Not really greenish, but just like kind of like dark yellow-ish. And that's exactly what it's looking like. I don't know how much I can show you guys, but this is what it's looking like. And it usually tastes super duper good. So I'm gonna get the lentils ready. I also have frozen veggie mix we're gonna put in there later on. And I might even throw in some chicken. I'll probably eat it with chicken. It's already cooked. Let's give it a little bit of a mix. Now at this point, I'm gonna let it all kind of cook in together. I'm gonna put the heat back on. I'm gonna cover it up. Bubble on me. And then we're gonna get the lentils rinsed. And I'm gonna pop the lentils in. I don't know how much I can show you guys. I am running out of time. And I do want to start wrapping up so I can start getting ready to head to work. Excuse me. But you guys, if there's one thing that I want to remind you guys from all that I've said today, is just to be intentional about what you're doing with your life. Be intentional about the steps that you're making. Do what it is you feel God is putting on your heart to do. Don't wait for the perfect time, because nobody knows truly how much time we have. Again, it's not to make it sound sad. It's not to make it sound, you know, any type of way. It's just the reality. And it helps us to live more intentionally without regrets, you know? Just doing what it is that you feel God is putting on your heart to do. You know? You just never know who you can bless. We had more lentils somewhere, but this is just the one that I have on deck. I think this is one I'm going to use. I'm just going to rinse it up. Let me read the instructions again. I don't think it needs to be pre-boiled. The last time I didn't pre-boil it. Wash saucepan with 3 cups per 1 cup lentils. Bring to a boil. Reduce heat. Cover. Okay, so it's supposed to kind of simmer for 20 to 30 minutes. So for every 1 cup of lentils, you need 3 cups of water. That's basically what this one is. And again, to maximize flavor, I'm gonna just pour it into an already a bowl that already has some flavor in it. Some of that deliciousness that we made from earlier. Should I use the whole thing? I'm kind of regretting putting like as much as I did. Should I just use the whole thing? Let me use the whole thing, you guys. I'm gonna do the whole thing. I don't know how many cups is in this, but it's looking like 2.5, 3 cups to me. So might need 6 cups or wait, math. So if every 1 cup we use 3 cups of water, so if it's 3 cups, then we're going to use 9 cups of water. I actually don't know how much water or how much cups these lentils are. I could measure them, but I don't know. I also heard, I think the last time I did soak them because it gives them a little bit more of a cook, I think. Like you soak them in warm water, I think. If I remember correctly, that's what I did the last time. I looked up on YouTube and that's what they said that you do. So but this time, I think I'm just gonna boil it just because of time. And that is the sound of the cooked rice. So basically what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm just washing the lentils. I'm not gonna soak them today. I'm gonna give it a little wash. I'm gonna pop it in the curry. And as you guys, the curry actually smells really good. I'm like salivating over here. So I got the washed lentils. I'm gonna pour it in our delicious curry. And I'm taking a risk right now in doing this because I think the last time I did let the lentils soak till they got like puffy a little bit, I think. It's been a little while, but I'm just gonna take a risk and see what happens, you know. Never know. Could work out. I'm gonna mix it in here. This time I think I'm actually gonna get the proper lid cover for this. Also gonna add some water. Again, guys, to maximize flavor, I'm telling you, use the utensils that you have some flavoring in to get like water or like other ingredients. The flavor carries through with it and just makes it, gives it just that little extra bit of flavor, you know? That extra. And you're reducing waste too. I know it's not a big deal, but it's just something that I do. Some might think it's weird, but hey, I'm not losing anything by doing it, so. So yeah, guys, this is basically what it looks like. It's not done for sure. I'm still gonna let it cook. Then I'm gonna add some mixed veggies, and then before I forget, I gotta show you guys this before I end this vlog. It's almost an hour. Oh, guys, Nigerian households, I tell you, you just never know what's in any of these. So this is what it looks like, right? But inside, my mom has put a different type of seasoning in here. You gotta always check it, guys. Nigerian households, always check. But this is the real one. This is what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like a white powder, like a, like a light, kind of like, it looks kind of like a darkened flour a little bit. But this is where the majority of flavor comes from, you guys. If you want your things to taste good, you can literally use this for anything. Rice, egg, spaghetti, you name it. Like chicken stews, curries, anything you cook that you want to taste good, that is like, of course not dessert or something. Like if you want your savory stuff to taste good, chicken bouillon powder, like chicken stock powder, is a game changer for flavor. Also, guys, our rice is ready. I'm gonna unplug it and open it so that the steam comes out and it stops cooking, so we don't get some mushy rice. Let me see if I can show you guys a little bit. Rice is ready. And yes, you guys, I don't want to make this too long, but this is basically what it looks like. I do a little thumbnail. So I'm just gonna let this cook. I'm gonna try and find the actual cover and actually let it cook all the way through. But thank you for sticking this with me. If you're watching on the replay, I appreciate you. And I will see you guys in the next live if I end up doing another one. But whatever God leads me to do. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, you guys. And God bless you. And remember, take some risks this week. Take some risks. Take some steps that you wouldn't normally do, because you never know what could happen. right? I love you guys. Bye.